Well, there's no other way to put this, but it's time to be uncomfortable. You're watching. You good, bro? Welcome to today's episode. Let's jump right into the scripture for today. It is Hebrews 11:17 through 19, the New Living Translation. And it says, "It was by faith that Abraham offered Isaac as a sacrifice when God was testing him. Abraham, who had received God's promises, was ready to sacrifice his only son, Isaac, even though God had told him, 'Isaac is the son through whom your descendants will be counted.' Abraham reasoned that if Isaac died, God was able to bring him back to life again. And in a sense, Abraham did receive his son back from the dead." All right, well, before I keep on going forward, excuse my voice, been under the weather for a bit, but here we are, powering through it, right? But God put this on my heart a while back, since we're still dealing in this series of fear. Last week we touched on a couple of tidbits that had to do with failure, doubt. Even my wife, like I said, that's an episode to come down the road. But this one today talks about comfort and our comfort level, and dealing with the fact that we have to fight and power through our comfort to be willing to be uncomfortable. And man, of all the people I could think of in the Bible, I mean, of course you have everybody, but of all the people I could think of that had to fight through what is considered to be one of the greatest tests of all time, but also a great lesson about comfortability. And that guy is Abraham. See, the thing is about Abraham, he had already been fighting through tests, like he already had to deal with the issues with Sarai or Sarah, depending on who you are, and then he already had to deal with the issues of getting out of Canaan to go into Egypt. He had to go rescue Lot. He had to deal with all of these specific issues. But the thing is, about this specific one, there was already a proven promise from God that said, Isaac is the one whom your descendants will flow through. It starts with you being the head, and it's going to flow through Isaac. That's a generational wealth being established, right? So, and the thing is about that verse that you read about, well, we touch on it here in Hebrews, but in Genesis, you can see God saying, take your son, your only son. I mean, talk about a way to like really stretch open something, right? Like your only son. Yeah, thanks for reminding me, God. Appreciate that. Yeah. The one you said that I'm gonna have descendants flow through. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Take your only son. Wow. Right? The thing is about that specific tipping point of Abraham's promises being fulfilled is that he had a proven track record. He's seen the wonders that God has been able to do up until that point. And see, y'all, this is where things start to get more relational for all of us. See, my wife and I are originally from Detroit, Michigan, from the D. Now, if anybody else calls their city the D, like Dallas, cool, you do you. But I'm from Detroit, Michigan, born and raised. Playground's where I spend most of my days. Okay, maybe not that part, but I mean, I'm a geek. I was indoors. Nobody to blame but myself. But we were in Detroit. I had a good enough job working at University of Michigan. And I was a desktop support specialist. And I got the job to work at Google. Sierra and I had just gotten married, like a year into that, where I got the new job. And so we had to realize, like, yo, okay, we got to work at Google. This is great. This is fantastic. But the thing is that they don't want us working. The better job is either in New York or is in California, Mountain View specifically. So I was like, okay, um, California is expensive, like immensely expensive. Like I did one of those income, family household income uh, site tests and all that stuff, and I was like, yo, like we with the salary that I'm getting at Google starting off here, I don't know if this is sustainable to live in California. Then again, it wasn't sustainable in New York either. And so pretty much it came down to my brother. He put this in, helped put this in perspective for me, along with my other friends too. But do I want to settle for something that's comfortable, or do I want to bank on the unknown? Do I want to settle on what's comfortable, or do I want to bank on the unknown? Talked about this last episode, uncertainty, not knowing or being in your comfort level is a way of letting you know, all right, everything's cool. I know where this is going. I know where this is coming from. You know, I know how I'm going to pay bills here. I know where to go for to take care of this legislative thing. I know where to go for take care of this for the state. I know what food to go with. Like I can trust all that stuff. Or do I go after and attack this fear head on of not knowing if the grass truly is greener on the other side? And sometimes it doesn't work out. You know, there's always that. But when it does work out, you end up knowing that you made the right decision, you know? You made the right choice. And so we ended up saying, all right, let's embrace the unknown. We were originally going to go to New York, but then a snowstorm hit when I sent the email, and I was like, can I go to California? They said, yep, you can go to California. So my wife and I are heading on the way to Cali. And we almost get scammed out of our out of the money that we had for a spot to live. Thank God we found a good enough apartment. I say good enough, not great, good enough apartment. So we get there, start to get familiar with where things are, but we still end up being like, yo, this money, yeah, gotta stretch it, gotta keep on stretching it. Until about 2.5 months in, while living there, got an email saying anybody in this specific role is getting a bump in their pay. Say what now? We get a bump in our pay and we're getting more benefits? For real? Yo, God, you be knowing, you actually know. That moment in real time when you realize that God actually does know what's best for you. It really is amazing when you think about it. But nonetheless, you kind of had to, it's easy to be like hindsight 2020, you know? But man, what happened? And my wife and I even to this day think about what I wonder what would happen between us if we stayed in Michigan. Would we be surrounded by great family and friends? Yeah. But we would have never been able to be around the new family and friends that we got a chance to be around. A new family and friends that care for us. A new establishment to live. A new greater faith to go off of. Because while yesterday's faith was great, I can be like Abraham when God told him, spare your son while up there. Spare your son. Here's the sacrifice for you right here. I know who I'm talking to now. Isn't it amazing? That's what we gotta feel like every single day. Even the small wins, we gotta be like, yo, okay, yeah. I'm embracing the unknown. I'm fighting this fear of not knowing what my future is going to hold. But I have a promise. I heard a promise from God that tells me to keep on holding on to me. When I started my journey to be on this road of a pastor, I heard him say the words, "Stick with me, son, and you will be fine. Stick with me, son, and you will be fine." Until this very day, in the midst of me being laid off for 6 months, in the midst of having having a new son, I can never express to God how thankful I am to be able to say thank you for pushing me to embrace the unknown, to fight my fears of being comfortable. Instead, allow me to be uncomfortable, to be stretched thin and wide, and to know and believe He does have my back and I'm sticking with Him. And yes, I will be fine. Because His version of fine pales in comparison to this world's version of stupendous. Like, I didn't realize how good He truly was and is and will be until I realized, yo, God, you keep on stretching me wide for a purpose. You keep on putting that pressure into me, on me and my family to have stronger faith, to keep on holding on to you when bills aren't getting paid, when things are not aligning the way that we think they should go. When my wife and I were trying to have a baby, we were trying real hard. We kept on thinking, like, okay, this is going to be great. But then it just didn't happen yet. Kept on saying, like, God, why? Why? I mean, come on, man. Like, what's up? It's got to be a reason for this, right? It's got to be a reason why we're not happy, why we're being heartbroken every single day. I know fathers out there can relate, or or trying fathers can relate, trying husbands can relate, even our trying ladies can relate, trying wives and mothers can relate to this. There's nothing almost, well, I'll never say there's nothing worse, because there probably sure is, but it is absolutely heartbreaking to know and feel like, yo, we keep on trying this and it's not working. The fear of why? Why? Why is this I'm trying to be uncomfortable for you, God. I'm trying to be in this space where I'm being stretched thin and wide. So what's happening here? Like what is going on, God? I gotta believe that it's for a reason. I gotta believe that He puts us in these uncomfortable positions to let us know, like, okay, look, you're experiencing hell right here. You're just at the apex of getting out of hell. You're right at the apex. Just keep on trucking along. Keep on climbing. Don't give up on me. I didn't give up on you chasing after you every single day. So don't you give up on me. I want you to get over that hill, to get over that mountain and experience and see a land of milk and honey, a land of prosperity. I want you to feel that. I want you to see that. And here's 3 points for you to help wrap this around. God will give us the courage to widen our comfort zone. He will give us the courage to widen our comfort zone. Yes, I know there is a specific thing that I'm comfortable with. But this verse says from Philippians 4:13, I can do all things, everything through Christ who gives me strength. I can do all these things, all because of the man who was imbued with God's deity and power to walk on this planet for 33 years and 3 years in ministry, go in and embark on a journey that no man has ever done or ever experienced. To embark in a new life, to unfold and open up the possibility that we don't have to do sacrifices anymore. We can live a new life unto Him. So every single time I try to widen my comfort zone, I have the courage, I have the strength to be able to do so. I cannot worry about being confined in a space that makes me so limited in my thinking. I can think bigger. Because when you're out of your comfort zone, you're allowing God to fill up that new zone with a brand new wave of thinking. To be creative, allowing Him to be creative in you, in me, as fathers, husbands, leaders of the household. For our ladies, as mothers in the household, God is able to fill up that space with a brand new way of thinking. Second one, remember your purpose is to live past the discomfort. Yes, the discomfort is going to make things a lot more hurting. It's going to feel like it's stressful in your season of discomfort. Your eyebrows are going to be down all the time or a lot more, but you got to fight to be able to up. You got to practice mindfulness in this season. Take time to yourself in your discomfort. Because that fear is going to keep on trying to imbue itself onto every single level of you, thinking that you're not going to make it, doubting you, doubting the God in you. Isaiah 43, 1 and 2 says, but now, O Jacob, listen to the Lord who created you. O Israel, the one who informed you, says, do not be afraid, for I have ransomed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. When you go through deep waters, I will be with you. When you go through rivers of difficulty, you will not drown. When you walk through the fire of oppression, you will not be burned up. The flames will not consume you. Yo, fight through that crap. Don't be a wimp. God did not make you to be someone that cowers in the presence of fear. Because God put that power in you to be able to say, I can bow up, stand up, keep my head up strong, walk tall, and show this discomfort who the real man or woman is in this thing. I vow to be better. I vow to prove this discomfort wrong. I vow to prove my comfort level to be wrong. All so I can be better. All so I can show the world that I am a strong man or woman. I am strong in this. I'm built for this stuff. I'm built to be past this discomfort. Because when I get past this discomfort, I'm going to revel in the promises of God. God wants you to know that. Don't fight. Don't be a wimp, because this thing is going to get ugly. Fear does not fight fair. Fear does not fight fair. It'll try to invade you in your dreams. It'll try to invade you when you're talking to your family and or friends. It doesn't fight fair. It'll try to trick your mind into thinking that, just give up. Go back to what you had. Nah. Miles Morales in Across the Spider-Verse said, nah, I'm going to do things my way. I'm going to do things my way through God. And then the last one. Your faith will become stronger as you're stretched more. I hit on it earlier, but Deuteronomy 31:6 helps bring this along and bring it home. So be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid and do not panic before them. For the Lord your God will personally go ahead of you. He will neither fail you nor abandon you. That is the biggest promise, aside from saving our souls, that God can provide for us. I am never leaving you. I have gone before you. I've gone beside you. And I've gone after you. I'm surrounding you with my love's grace, peace, support, and understanding that you can't fathom. That's how big I am against this thing called discomfort, against this thing called your own comfort. So it's time to fight on, to push through this, because you got this. That's practicing mindfulness right there. You got this. Constantly motivating and reminding yourself, because if nobody else motivates you, you got to motivate yourself. I got this. Because God put me in this for a reason. Now he can help me push through this. This is real. We got to fight our fear. We got to fight our own comfort. Got to be willing to sit in those moments of discomfort just to get on the other side. And I promise you, God promises that you'll be much better for it. You will be much better. If that blessed your life, and I hope it did, I hope to see you next time on this channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I love you, and I'll see you down the road. And pray for my voice. Yeesh. Peace.